Hi, this is Pat Duckworth, the author of the #1 international best-selling book, Hot Women Rock. And I had so much fun talking to my co-authors about their entrepreneurial journeys and their top tips that since then I've been looking for other wonderful people to interview, and I found some great people, particularly my guest tonight. I didn't have to look far for her because I'm delighted to say that she's a friend. So this woman is known as the Miracle Mama, and she's a miracles consultant. She's a mentor, an empath, an intuitive, a coach, an author, and an international speaker. She's been a spiritual teacher for over 30 years, and she helps professionals struggling with career changes, relationship, health, or spiritual issues as they're moving through life's transitions. And she's harnessing the power of miracles so that they can help. She's an international best-selling author and speaker, and she's the host of iTunes' #1 podcast, The Having It All Show, and has been featured on Fox, NBC, CBS, and the CW. Oh my goodness, what a build-up. Welcome to Marbeth Dunn. Hi, Marbeth.
Hi, Pat. Oh, thank you so much for having me.
It's so good to see you again. It's not that long since we've seen each other because fortunately I had the chance for some hugs in Fort Lauderdale only a few weeks ago.
Yes. Wonderful.
Yeah. So you're there sitting in the sunshine, and I just want you to tell us a bit about your entrepreneurial journey. I know you're a serial entrepreneur, so I leave it up to you where you start your journey, but at some pivotal point where you've started something new.
Okay. I started my entrepreneurial journey in Haiti. I seem to have an ability for accepting and just intuitively following whatever guidance shows up. I went to Haiti without knowing anyone, with my ex-husband, very little money, and we went off to buy a sailboat. I ended up with a new career. I was Marbeth of Haiti. I was an artist, and I painted vignettes of Haitian life. I love Haiti. I lived there for 17 years, and I did these vignettes. I had a note card business, note cards and stationery, limited edition prints. I did portraits and murals, and I just loved it. I just loved the Haitian people, loved the whole rhythm of their lives. I loved being able to capture that. At the same time, and this is so interesting because it ties in with what I'm doing now. At the same time, I was having a very difficult time with my marriage, very difficult relationship with my health, a very difficult asthmatic condition. And I was feeling very repressed, powerless, stuck. And I know that many of our viewers probably can relate to this.
Absolutely.
And I tried everything. I was constantly looking for the next cure, something that would save me. And I tried everything, everything that showed up in place. There was self-hypnosis, and there was eidetics and Dianetics and the I Ching and Buddhist chanting, you name it. It was esoteric. I was onto it. But nothing, and I learned and I grew, but nothing really helped. And then I discovered, through a friend, that my thoughts were not written in stone, that I could change what I thought, and that by changing my perceptions of things, that my outer world could change. And that was amazing. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how everything could shift. And I developed a very close relationship with spirit, the unified field of spirit. And I learned that I was either working with my ego, which was very fearful and angry and stuck, or with spirit. And when I was working with Spirit, I was kind of riding Spirit's coattails. Everything was effortless. And things just showed up. Money showed up. Cars showed up. My relationship miraculously healed with my former husband. So much so that we reaffirmed our marriage vows. And it was an incredible time. We went through 7 coups d'etats. Jean-Claude Duvalier was ousted, and the government changed 7 times in the next 3 years. Wow. It was really intense. And I had a tourist business, as a painter, and with my note cards and stationery. These were all items that were sold in tourist galleries and shops, and we didn't have any tourists. And it was just so interesting because of my connection at that point with Spirit. I didn't feel any fear, because you're either in fear or you're in a state of love with Spirit. And I was in this wonderful state. I was way above it, and I didn't feel any fear. I didn't know anxiety. I was just noticing, isn't that interesting? From that perspective, I was very neutral. And money showed up to just totally support us. It was really phenomenal. So move forward. 2 or 3 or 4 careers later, after I moved back to the States, I became a jewelry designer. So I was a jewelry designer. Then I sold ancient artifacts on eBay.
Wow, that's a huge change.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And then I discovered, after I ended up leaving my ex-husband, that as I threw myself into personal growth and development and all different types of healing techniques and modalities, that I'm an empath and an intuitive, and that I'm very skilled at helping people move through their life transitions of all kinds, from their careers to their relationships, health, spirituality. And so it became my current career. So I did move into this. And, it's very interesting. We were talking about your neurological categories.
Yeah.
And what came into my mind, we have this identity of who we think we are. And when I first opened up my brick and mortar practice as an energy healer many years ago, I had this dream that I would be taking people to all different wonderful places and have seminars in just different countries and different places. So I booked a hotel in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I booked a hotel in Hawaii. I didn't have any following. I had the vision, but there was just no way that it could possibly happen.
But it's that whole thing, when you're in flow. Well, for me, it's a feeling of abundance. Mm-hmm. I get such an overwhelming feeling of abundance when I'm doing the right thing.
Yes.
And then suddenly that feeling goes and little bits of fear edge in, and then you have to kind of bring it back to getting that feeling again, because you kind of just instinctively know that what you're doing is the right thing in those moments. I don't know if that's how it feels for you.
Well, it does. But I find that you need to really be in the present moment. And when you're there, you're in a state of appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're connected with love. You're in a loving place. You're loving life. You're appreciating everything that's around you, recognizing that it's a gift. And that's when you're in the flow.
Yeah. And that's just such a wonderful feeling.
Oh, yes. Riding Spirit's coattails.
Yeah. And what you were saying about identity, I really relate to, because I'd spent, 30 years working in the civil service. Mm-hmm. And I'd built up a strong identity of that's who I was, a public servant. And when I stopped doing that, my very first Monday after I'd stopped doing that and I started doing what I am now, was really hard because I'd invested 30 years in that identity.
Mm-hmm.
And now I was developing a new identity, and nobody'd ever talked me through that stuff, you know, that I got to let go of something before I could start to build something new.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So this is Pat Duckworth, the author of Hot Women Rock, talking to Marbeth Dunn. And Marbeth, so let's talk about that passion, because that's what really informs our businesses. What do you think your passion and your purpose is now? And has it stayed the same?
Oh, no. No, my passion is constantly changing. I think it may have to do with my astrological sign. I'm a Gemini, so very mercurial. We're always moving. But I love my passion right now is working with my clients and helping them move through these transitions. And they're something that just seems so overwhelming to them. They don't know exactly how to get through it. And I can just see the way, smooth the way for them so they can just move through it so easily and gracefully. Mm-hmm. And that is a huge passion. Yesterday, someone just contacted me and with from a very desperate place, from, having a terrible relationship issue. And, to be able to see that from the greater perspective and to explain to her that, this is really a gift, that she's going to grow so much from it. And I know it. I know where she's going and how exciting that is.
Yeah. So is that one of the things that you do? Do you help your clients to find their passion and their purpose, or do most of your clients know that when they contact you?
No, I have not. No, that has not shown up yet, although it could. I'm very open to it. No, I'm more about helping them through difficult transitions so they can actually move into their greater awareness of who they are and their connection to that unifying field of all that is. And from that space, they have a greater confidence, a greater self-awareness, and self-love, self-appreciation. Mm-hmm. And just to watch that I work with miracles. That's a miracle. To watch somebody transition and, from trauma into, bliss, and I find that everything is really a gift. Everything that seems like it's so awful at the time. 2009, my sweetie died, mm-hmm. and it was it was heartbreaking. And I had a choice. We always have a choice. We always have a choice, and no matter what happens. And I knew that I could succumb to grief, and it would be fine. Mm. But it wasn't fine for me. I just felt that if I did, I wouldn't come out for a very long time. And I decided, no, I'm going to release my emotions one by one, by one, by one. And I did. And then it really shocked me. One day I realized I was feeling good. It was like, wow, the sun is out and I feel good. And then I realized I can do this for other people. I have the tools. This is my purpose. Yeah. Talk about purpose. And just, wow, I can do this. So yeah, that was when this was born.
Because for many women at midlife, they're going through some form of transition, whether it's the physical transition or an emotional transition, changes in family or relationships. So,
or all of the above.
Absolutely. And needing to find what is the lesson that they've learned so that they can move on to the next thing and have a really happy, however many more years, perhaps another as many as they've had already.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think if anybody had told me when Harold died that there were many gifts involved there, I would not have believed them. I would have been really angry, punched them out.
But you
But
didn't.
no. But, 6, 8 months later, because of the work that I did, I was through it, which really shocked me that I was through so quickly. And then, to have that, wow, I can do this for other people and look at everything I've learned from this.
Yeah.
Then I just felt the appreciation. So we may not be able to appreciate what we're going through at the time. We might not be able to appreciate the situation where we are, but it's still a gift. And when you get some distance to it, you get some neutrality, and if you move through it with grace and ease, you just learning and growing, and it's just a beautiful thing.
And you have such a beautiful relationship now.
I do. I'm so blessed.
Excellent. So you still have that connection with Haiti. I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
I would love to, yes. Having lived in Haiti for 17 years, I have a very deep love of Haiti. And I discovered a couple of years ago that the $10.5 billion that was earmarked for Haiti didn't go everywhere it could have. Mm. People are still living under plastic tarps with raw sewage running by. And I wonder, and the Red Cross took $500 million, $500 million to build houses. They built 6.
Wow.
6 houses. And I get so angry because I know Haiti, and I know that you can build a house, simple cement block house, tin roof, or cement roof for $5,000. And I called my friend in Haiti, Gladys Tomas, who runs the Foundation for the Children of Haiti. And I said, Gladys, I want to build houses. Now, at that time, this was about 5 or 6 years after the earthquake. And she was building schools up in the mountains that had not they'd been indirectly affected by the earthquake, but they were terribly affected by Hurricane Matthew. Yeah. And they lost a third of the people lost their homes. They lost everything, all of their documentation, all of their livestock, all of their produce. These are farmers, simple farmers in a beautiful village up in the mountains. They lost everything. And so, I said, Gladys, it's time. We got to build houses here. And so the first 6 houses are going up as we speak.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the first 6 houses. And it's such a beautiful project because it's the people in the community that are building it. Mm-hmm. They have formed a combit, which is a commune, to build the houses together for each other. And each person, they're doing it themselves. We're providing the materials for them. And then they will repay 10%. They have a contract where they will repay 10% into a fund that they can borrow from if they need to invest in a business or to build their home. These homes are completely cement. Their tin roofs will not blow away in a hurricane again. Mm. And $4,000 builds a house.
Yeah.
$4,000. It's amazing.
So Marbeth, if people watching would like to contribute in any way, how do they do that?
It's called HaitiCommunityProject.org. HaitiCommunityProject.org.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And what I love is it not only are we building houses, we're building community, we're building pride, and we're building confidence.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just so good. And Marbeth, if anybody watching would like to find out more about you or contact you, how can they do that?
Well, actually, I have a free gift. I have a book.
Wonderful.
7 steps for something with miracles. 7 steps to unlock the power of miracles. And I'm probably paraphrasing it. But if you go to miracles101.com, you can download it for free. And it's got a lot of really good information and that you can use to move through some issues in your lives that could be keeping you stuck.
Brilliant. And I did your miracles course last year, Marbeth, and it was just so good. I loved it. So thank you. Thank you for the miracles you've given me.
And thank you for the miracle that you are, Kat.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, well, I know we could talk all evening, but I'm going to have to cut us off now. So thank you to everybody watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and keep looking out for more of these interviews with wonderful people. And we might even get our first man on here as well. So keep watching out for that. See you again soon.